want a ticket straight to them pearly gates.
Hey, what's up, Zumio? How's it going? Hey, Zumio, I seen your, well, obviously, I seen DM. It is pretty interesting, that situation with the Lars player. There was a Lars player who was basically crashing out all over Twitter. I think this person is some type of YouTuber. Like, I remember clicking on their page and clicking on their YouTube link, and I think they had like 100 subscribers or like 200 subscribers or something of that nature. Basically, that Lars player was just causing chaos. I don't know what triggered it because I didn't look that deep into it, and now his profile is deleted. And Zumio can correct me on this. He has 17 subs. Oh wow, so that's where the one comes from. It's not 100. I think he took his profile down and then put it back up, but then it went down again, and people think it's Twitter who did that. I'll show you guys some of these tweets. He was just saying the most craziest things, and I understand like everyone has their own political beliefs. I don't want to make this like super political and everyone's like hating each other at the end of the day, but for some reason this person decided to just go to war. I'm not even going to read any of these tweets because yeah, I'm not doing that. But bro just decided to just crash out. But it's always fascinating when you see like content creators or just internet people in general decide to go to war like this. It has to be some kind of like break of the psyche. Bro basically had like some kind of like mental breakdown to go on a multiple day long crash out saying the worst things possible. This person is one of a million. Humanity will eventually figure out why people suddenly wake up and crash out. But it's like when I see people like this, I don't really get upset because that's how I view it. I view it as like some kind of like mental problem, chronically online, bitter, something. Like I said, I don't want to make this like a whole political thing, but like the world is very chaotic right now, right? There's a lot of wars going on. There's a lot of disagreements going on, and people have been captured by that like never before. These echo chambers and like, you know, these rabbit holes and all of these things are really doing crazy work on the human psyche. 50 years from now, maybe 100, if we make it that far, right? The future humans will look back on us and say how irresponsible we are. Allowing children on social media platform, allowing teenagers. Instagram, for example, they have evidence that their platform destroys the minds of teenage women, little girls, right? It destroys their, what's the word? Their self-esteem. Seeing all of these models and all of these OnlyFans, seeing all of these things that they can't obtain without going through some kind of like crazy plastic transformation themselves, it destroys their mind. And yet, Facebook does nothing about it because they profit off of it. So I view people like this as a part of that corporate greed. There's things that could be done to help people like this, and it won't be delivered in today's society. These corporations are so focused on greed and so focused on money, and people are going crazy in small ways, in big ways. I'm pretty sure you guys seen the news, right? Of what people are doing on there. So when I see people like this, bro, I don't get offended. I don't get upset. I just feel bad because I view this person as like lost in the world. Basically, it's like a cry for help type of thing, you know? This person's crying out for help. On social media, you don't find that. You don't find help. You only find problems. Like I said, I'm not really reading what he's saying because I view it as a larger problem that the world is experiencing. And I just hope people like this find help. You know, even if you do believe what you're saying, you have to know that that stuff's going to hurt someone, right? Why would you want to make someone feel that type of way? Why wouldn't you want to help them? I don't know. I guess I've been like in the position of maybe he just got bored. I mean, that's true as well. But why is him finding excitement being hateful? You know what I mean? Like no matter how you slice it, it's still pretty crazy, right? If someone gets bored and as entertainment, they decide to say the worst things imaginable across Twitter for like a week straight, no matter how you slice it, it's still pretty crazy, right? And in the good outcome, we will find a solution to help people who's in need of it. People who are bored and feel the needs to cause chaos, maybe we can help them not do that. I don't know how locked in you guys are with like the side effects of like social media and whatnot, but if you aren't, then what I'm saying probably will just go over your head, you know? I'll be paying close attention to like how social media is like rotting the minds and like TikTok and all of this stuff, you know? I also seen this tweet as well. Zumio sent this to me. Waiting for Moonsault Slayer to make a video on the situation. Something that I noticed as well, the past me, like the me from like, you can even say like a year ago, 2 years ago, I think I've changed a lot. in these 2 years, and I changed. I don't know if it's for the better. I don't know if it's for the better or if it's for the worse. But I'm changing them, and I'm changing rapidly. I don't know, bro. I see a lot of negative things about me all day online, and you do just try to ignore it. You just understand that some people are unreasonable and some people are just lost themselves, right? But at the same time, it's not so easy to shrug off. Situations like this where someone's being so controversial. I talked about situations like these in the past, and I know how the reactions were to those videos, and like the type of response that I've gotten, and also just the response that I've gotten on many videos. Like, we could talk about the Kazuya Brian Ferry. So I uploaded that main man sweet tier list video, right? Reaction. The reaction to that was terrible. And I took that video down. I felt like people weren't really understanding my point. It was like a 40, 50 something minute video that happened on stream, and I edited it down to like 10 minutes. So a lot of context was lost. And as a result of that, I felt like people weren't really understanding what I was trying to say. So I took that video down and I uploaded another video to try to further explain what I was saying, and it was still met with the same type of backlash, right? Someone in the comment section was like, you should put up the original video because this, because that, and I was like, okay, fair enough. I put both videos back up. Basically, the hate train continued, which I knew it would, but so be it. But then there was like a couple of people who was like getting crazy. Someone was like, I ain't even gonna say it. But I was like, once I seen people getting like that out of pocket with what they were saying, I was like, yeah, I'm just going to take both of these videos down and I'll just continue on with my day. It's not that serious, Brian Ferry, Kazuya's difficulty is not that important to where, like, I don't know. I just get sick of it. I feel like people are just like not nice online. I really don't want anything to do with it. As time goes on, I realize that like the type of content that I make is changing and my opinions are changing. Obviously, you want to change for the better and whatnot, but you can't. We're only human. But yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking lately about all of the stupid like shenanigans. Like, people take it way too seriously, and I get sick of like idiots online. That's what you kind of sign up for when you want to be like a content creator. Is you want to deal with like a bunch of like. It is pretty fascinating though how like social media is in this weird place where everyone's just like so mean to each other. Like, even when I am, what's fascinating? Like, even when I am given a hot take, there will be a bunch of people who's like, oh, you suck, you are the worst, you're this. But then there will be like only a few people who explain why what I said was bad. Like, think about that. Like, people will instead of telling you what you did wrong, people will just tell you that you are wrong, and then they will follow it up with like some crazy insult. If you don't educate me, won't I just continue to make the same mistakes? If you don't like, be like, hey, Moonsault, what you said about Brian Ferry and Kazuya, and some people did, but it's like for the majority to like not even try and just like, it's like, it's pretty interesting. And then also like they walk away feeling like they're the good guy. They say, you have a hot take like, oh, I don't think Brian Ferry's that difficult to play. And then they call you the most craziest thing imaginable, but then they walk away feeling like they're the good guy. That's crazy. It's crazy how the internet works. So everyone is so comfortable with being the worst versions of themselves. Everyone is so comfortable. And that's why I be trying to be like nice, and I be trying to be like understanding and trying to like learn and listen, because I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that guy who just says the worst things like imaginable to someone and then go on about my day like I did something good. Because I know how it feels. Like, when you know how it feels, you won't try to replicate that. You'll be way more understanding when you see someone like that Lars player, right? That Lars player is like crashing out. And like, I could sit here and be like, oh, this guy sucks and all that. But I know how it feels. Even if it's justified, I know how it feels to just be that hateful person back. Even if someone deserves it, bro, I just try to be, I just try to help. Because I mean, like, if we don't help them, they're going to continue to do it. And aren't we angry because they're doing it? So it's like, we should be the person we want them to be. If we want them to be, respectful and nice and not say these mean things, then we shouldn't say it in response to their mean thing. That's how I view it, at least, but that takes so much more effort. It's easier to just say some terrible thing to someone, pat yourself on the back, and then move on with your day. And also, you don't really see the consequences. It's just all like letters on a website, right? We don't know what that Lars player's day was like. We don't know what they did after, what they're doing now or whatever, right? So that's also something that gives us a lot of comfort, where like we can say these things or do these things, you know? These are just things that I think about in my, like, that I'd be aware of. I'm not trying to bore you guys or like talk to you like I'm your parent or something. It's just things that I keep in mind, and things that I try not to do, because it's very easy to just be like a jerk online, especially if you feel like someone deserves it.